they could always just use the peak reading kit, and they'll have an idea of what their positive peaks are doing. I know you can't see your negative peaks, but you get, you do some audio recordings and such, and you can hear what you sound like, and you can still make it happen. But I sold all my birds now. I have an LP500 station monitor. I sold all 6 of my bird meters and got rid of all of them. I got all the money back, plus that I paid for this LP500. So this LP500 is great. I mean, I love this thing. It's as accurate as the bird was, and it's right up there. It's a great, AM modulation monitor, and the thing just works great. So anyway, turn it over to you, Don, see if you're back. And if not, go ahead, Charlie, pick it up. Good morning, everyone. This is WC4D in the group W3MMR.
W3MMR, WC4D. Well, I might be on the air, I might not be. I'm not really sure if I am or not. Not doing great. I got my watt meter out of line, so I can't tell what's going on there. I'm using my power star tuner. What I kept running, tracing back, I was removing jumpers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I should have left that.
Well, must have.
Sounds like a jumper.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Well, I thought that's what it was too, Kev. I swapped 3 of them out. I guess the only thing, I took the watt meter out of line, I took the coupler out of line, and now I'm running directly from amps.
I'd put my hand on whatever jumper you got left in there, the one that's going from the radio to the tuner and tuner to amp, and start wiggling that cotton picker around until you start, something starts happening.
Or maybe even the chassis, connector, where one of the pieces of equipment, or, the connector itself, the chassis mount, but whether it be the tuner, whether it be the amp, or whatever.
Yeah, good point, where the SO239 mounts up to the chassis could be loose. I've had that happen many times.
Charlie, I'm not ready to make one. You want to pick it up?
Yeah, that's been a keep on the trail of whatever that problem is showing up. Prepare. I hope you get that straight. Don, I hope you get that straightened out. That's aggravating. I had one of those connectors fail on this tuner, the SO239. Of course, this tuner I didn't build it originally, but when I got through with it, it's all me now. It was wired incorrectly. The fellow that had it used to work with me, and he didn't have it wired correctly. I had to rewire it. He was using copper house wire. And I rewired it with square bus. And there's no pieces of that square bus longer than about 2 inches in that tuner where I played it out. So I just don't have a good modulation monitor. That's one thing I need to do is get a good modulation monitor. But I can't work on the thing. I can't see good enough to get one that needs repair. So one of these days I'll trade something around for one of them after we get this move done. So hopefully we'll have an offer here in a day or two, and I can pack some more stuff up. If I do make a final sale here, guys, I'll probably be off the air for about 3 weeks or a month for the final move. Anyhow, let me think if Don has got that issue straightened out. Penny, you sound good. I'll tell you what, I guess that's that Apache Labs SWR you're on. That thing's got great audio. Let's see, WC4D, if you're there, go ahead. No, Don, you pick it up. This is K4FNY. Go ahead.
I seen a carrier down there for a second. I don't know if that was Don trying to get in there or...
Hey, Perry, I just got a quick one here. I don't think Don's going to pick it up. Let me make sure I have it, and I'll send it up your way. Okay. Anyway, yeah, morning again, Perry. And you were talking about a watt meter that you know, I'm not sure what's available on the market anymore. You know, I don't know. I know MFJ had a couple of meters I was looking at. I don't know, you know, exactly how good they would be. Maybe they're just fine. I don't know. But you mentioned one that I have been hearing more and more of. What was it again, Perry? I'll send it your way. An LP. Was it an LP 500 maybe? And I'm hearing some good things about that and seeing some videos with guys that are using them, and evidently a pretty accurate and pretty a good sturdy meter there. Over.
Is that you, Don?
Yeah, that's me. Trying to get umpteen time. Another jumper change.
Alright, I'm going to make a quick one here real quick. I won't be long here, Don. Yeah, Kevin, the LP 500/700 station monitor. I just sent you a link on Facebook, okay, on Messenger. I have the 500, my father has the 700. If you've ever watched my YouTube videos, any of you, and you see that AM modulation monitor that's on some of the videos, you see my positive peaks in the scope and stuff, that's the LP 500. Okay, that's the computer interface. So you can, it has its own little, you know, own little box with the screen. What you're seeing on my YouTube videos is the exact same screen that comes up on the LP 500 unit. Okay, and you can also, like I said, interface it with the software that's included. You can download on the website, interface it to your PC with a USB cable. I think I waited. There's a waiting list for them. Okay, and. Excuse me, I waited probably 7 or 8 months for mine, but the waiting list now is very, very short from what I heard. There's, like I said, there's the LP 500 and the 700. The only difference between the two, the 500 has a 5-inch screen and the 700 has a 7-inch screen. My father has the 700 and it's just too big for my shack. It's big. So I went with the 500 and it's perfect for my shack. But they both do the same exact thing. And it's a built-in AM modulation monitor, watt meter, you know, SWR meter, built-in spectrum analyzer, built-in scope. And if you have two different, you can pick up 2 different couplers for it, and do trapezoid, you know, patterns. And there's so many different scope patterns that you can choose with this thing. I'm trying to. You can look at your waveform while you're looking at your power and your SWR. You can also look at just your waveform. You can, like I said, it's got the spectrum analyzer on it, so you can see what the frequency response that you're transmitting is. And the thing's just great, and it was worth every dime. And I sold a set of dual bird meters, dual line section, and a couple slugs, and it covered the cost for it. So I think, and it was like $700 or $800 after buying the gift, to buy the coupler and then paying for the meter. So it was well worth it. But yeah, Kevin, check out that link I sent you. Let's see if Don's in there yet. WC4D wiggling them jumpers from W3MMR.
Yeah, WC4D from the wiggle land of jumpers here.
Try turning the amp off.
Carolina Alcalde, muchísimas.
That's weird. I'm hearing some shortwave station coming through the QIX web SDR. That's weird.
I've been copying, listening on some of the, like FEF, I'll hear some strange stuff coming in up on his receiver, over.
Yeah, what I think it is those, it might be strong, either strong shortwave or strong AM broadcast stations that are close to them. Because I have an AM broadcast station that's only about 3 miles from here, and if I don't have the bandpass filters, certain bandpass filters selected in the Anon, I'll get spurs clear up to 40 meters every 5 kc up and down the band if I don't have it on. So I would imagine that's probably what's happening.
Copy that, Perry. W3MMR in the group, KK4GZQ. Hang in there, Don. Don't get aggravated at it. Don't pull one of my moves down here. Charlie, Perry, I got the link, and of course, I've sent you a message back. Geez, I've seen the 100, and I wasn't really impressed with the LP 100 that I was seeing early on. Or at least it didn't catch my eye enough to pay much attention to it. I've never liked a digital watt meter. Well, then again, I've never tried one, so maybe I'd get it in the shack, and I would. I guess it's just so hard to keep teaching old dog new tricks. I like analog metering. Anyway, but all of the benefits of what I see there with the LP 500, 700, gosh, Charlie. It's got an AM monitor on it. It's got trapezoid, oscilloscope. It's got, man, oh man. Oh, and Charlie, you know what my next question's going to be about it, don't you?
No, not really. I need to write that model number down. Give it to me again.
Perry, will give him the company name and all that.
All right, Charlie. Write this down. www.telepost, T-E-L-E, post, P-O-S-T, Inc. INC.com. Telepostinc.com. And it's the LP Lima Papa 500/LP 700. It's made by Telepost. Guy Larry, I forget his call. Let me think. I'm trying to think of his call. I forget his call. Obviously, he's a ham. Anyway, N8LP is his call. Great meter. It was about $700, $800 after everything, shipping, the whole nine. I think that's what I paid for it.
That was the next question I was going to ask, Charlie. He just answered it.
Give me the name of that company again, over.
Tango, Echo, Lima, Echo, Papa, Oscar, Sierra, Tango, Inc., INC, telepostinc.com. And real quick, damn it, Kevin, Clark Turner from the Facebook group has the 700.
No, name. I got it now. Well, I'd have to think long and hard after investing that kind of money in one, but we'll see. They sound awful handy. So, Kevin, I think we're digital metering versus analog metering. If you're adjusting, if you're tuning something up or aligning something or calibrating something, it's easier for me to do it with an analog meter. So I can use both of them. I've got frequency counters here I can use that are for my digital. And the IFR monitor I've got, it's got both analog and digital stuff out there. So I've got plenty of choices here. Problem is this shack
llamado a testigos.
I don't think I'll be acquiring any more damn equipment for a while. That's That sounds interesting. I'll read up on that. Let's see, Don, you got that? It sounds like your amp is cutting off. There may be a jumper or something there causing the SWR to peak up and shut the amp down. WC4D, pick it up if you can, K4FNY.
AB9MQ.
I did hear an AB9MQ in there. Stand by 1 second. Yeah, Don, I would try with, if you're listening, Don, try with the amplifier off. Charlie brought up a good point there. And good morning, AB9MQ. This is W3MMR. Whiskey 3, Mike Romeo, Chester, Pennsylvania. The name is Perry with a P. Send it over to you, and then you can send it over to Kevin, KK4GZQ. AB9MQ in the group W3MMR.
Okay, W3MMR in the group. This is AB9MQ. Name here is Masa, Mike Alpha, Sierra Alpha, MASA. QTH is in Central Illinois. NORMA, Normal, Illinois, right next to Bloomington, Illinois. And thank you for picking up my signal here, way up north. And I just wanted to chime in here that let you guys know that you guys have a very, very nice signal, so I just couldn't resist to call you. And I heard Don, WC4D, and KK4GZQ Kevin, and K4FNY Charlie. Well, this must be the pipeline time. But anyway, I'm on the single 807 modulated by a pair of 6BQ5, getting about 14 watts into the amplifier, which is a Johnson Viking Thunderbolt. The output is about 150 watts into the dipole at the 30 feet high. And receiving with SDR Prey on the computer right now. But just looking at the band and you guys' signal is like a 20 to 25 dB line, so there must be a big pipeline at this hour. So I will send over to Kevin. Good to hear you, Kevin. You're the strongest signal. KK4GZQ and the group. This is AB9MQ, Masa from Normal, Illinois.
Good morning, KN4HH.
Okay, there's Bob. Morning, Bob. And I'll send it down to you, and if you could flip it over to Charlie. And I think Charlie's going to check on Don and see if Don has got his problem worked out. Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta. AB9MQ in the group, KK4GZQ. I wanted to say hot diggity dog. There's Masa. I've been wanting to work your station for a while now. I've kind of fallen out of touch with you, and I'm so glad to hear you on the air this morning. I have heard you on a couple of the nets, and keeping up with you, and at least I know that you've been doing well. I've not been able to talk directly to you in a while. You know, people's schedules change, but you and I used to work quite a bit, Masa. And after all these years of me joking with you up there, I finally have got the name of your town. I don't know why I never looked it up, but I thought that in the past that you've been saying that you're in Normal, Illinois, instead of Norma. I was adding that M-A-L instead of A. I was adding an L to the town. I always told Masa, Bob, that he was on the bad end of town. He was over there in Abnormal, Illinois. No wonder he's thought I was crazy all these years. And he's got a perfect right to do so. KN4 and Masa, you're 25 over as well. Everybody's taking my receiver this morning. And down to you, Bob. KN4HH, H3 KK4GZQ, none such.
Yeah, how about that? KK4GZQ in the group, KN4HH. Good morning to you, Kevin. Beautiful signal. And Masa, good morning to you. We've talked before, but not for a long time. Beautiful signal. Golly, that rig is really nice. The 6DQ5 modulators are great. I had a Gonset G76 that was modulated by a pair of 6DQ5s, so that's wonderful. Great rig. Really sounds nice. Well, I haven't planned retiring too long, guys. I've been staying up real late at night doing some experiments with a new ham radio application. I'm an alpha tester for it, and I need DX propagation to test it. So, golly, for an old guy like me, staying up past 10 o'clock is a big deal, Kevin. Isn't that terrible? But at any rate, here we go. Okay, good group this morning. Let me keep it on going. Charlie, I hope you're copying. I haven't heard you yet, so we'll see. And I sure hope things are looking good for the end of the week today, Charlie. K4FNY, KN4HH. I don't guess the band is too long, Kevin.
You in there, Charlie? Bob, I sent it over to you.
Yeah, I just didn't hear Bob, but he faded out on me, and I didn't get the turnaround. This is K4FNY. Good morning, Massa. My name here is Charlie. I've heard you on plenty of times. I don't believe we've worked one-to-one either. But I hear you pretty regularly down here northeast of Atlanta, about 40 miles in the foothills. And you're coming in pretty darn good from Norma, Illinois. So let's see if I can raise Don. Maybe he's found the problem there. WC4D in the group, K4FNY. Go ahead.
Looks like he's still having some issues there, man. I might have to call him maybe when I get off the air before I go to work. I'll pick it up here real quick. Let me make sure I got it. All right, K4FNY and the group W3MMR. Sorry, I'm here staring at my phone. Damn, that Kobe Bryant thing, man, that's a shame. That's a real shame. It's nothing all over. I'm into sports pretty heavy in baseball, so it's all over my Twitter. I use Twitter just for sports stuff, so it's everywhere on there. Anyway, good to hear you, Massa. We've never worked before. Again, my name's Perry. Papa Echo Romeo Yankee. W3MMR is the call, and we're located in Chester, Pennsylvania, 7 miles southwest of Philadelphia, in Delaware County, Pennsylvania here, real close to the city of brotherly love. It's still pretty much the city where I'm at as well. I'm on in a non-200D SDR into a linear AL80B single 500Z amplifier into a 600 ohm open wire fed doublet, and using a double L Homer double L network tuner that I recently built, and the doublet's in an apex, an inverted V apex up about 65 feet in a cedar tree. I've luckily have one of the bigger yards here in the city, big side yard, and the largest tree in the neighborhood, so I kind of lucked out. But the antenna still stretches from one corner to the other here. I hear you a lot on in the evenings, Massa, when the band goes along. But I'm usually off air by then. Most of my operating is at this time, and then usually I'll get on in the evenings in the summer when the band still it doesn't go long, because I don't get off work till 6 o'clock. So usually now when I get home, 75 meters is going long. So I'll get on 160 meters to talk to the locals here. But I hear you on a lot, and you always have a great signal here, Moss, and you always sound phenomenal. So I'm glad we finally got to work each other. So I'll send and good morning to you, Bob. Sorry, KN4HH, big signal as always up here, Bob. And you sound great, real good on the alpha testing that you're doing, and staying up late. I'm only 32 years old, Bob, and I have a problem staying up until 10 o'clock at night. I can't stay up past 9. That's my bedtime, man. 9 o'clock and I'm out. Forget about it. Anyway, we'll turn it back out to Massa, and then Massa, you can turn it up to Kevin, KK4GZQ, AB9MQ out in Norma. Not normal, Norma, Illinois, from W3MMR.
Okay, Perry, W3MMR and the group. This is AB9MQ, Masa from Normal, Illinois. Yeah, some local stations kid me about the name of this town, and anybody who lives up north will be probably about normal. And here I am, not quite normal, but it is normal. The name of the town is. Well, used to be well, it is a small town, and population is probably 50,000. And when there is a university, Illinois State University is located in this town, and when the school is in sessions, that population pretty much doubles. And but anyway, the reason why this town is called Normal, Illinois, is used to be this university, ISU, Illinois State University, used to be the normal school of teaching, and it used to be the teaching institute. So that's where the name came from, normal school of teaching. So anyway, I don't know if they taught the things normally or not, but yeah, that's the origin of the name. I found that out. It is a twin city. Right next to it is the Bloomington, Illinois, and that town is a little bit bigger than Normal. But altogether, it's a quite nice place to live. All kinds of convenience and everything's in the middle of the cornfield. When I get out of this town, there's nothing but the cornfield and the soybean field around this area, and so maybe that's the reason why it propagates nicely. As opposed to the place I used to live at, up in a western suburb of Chicago, and that place, it did not send a strong signal. I guess it's because of the texture of the ground. It was a clay texture. If I dig the ground about maybe a foot or two, you come across with a very hard soil. Here, I bet you probably 5 feet down, if I dig that, will be the topsoil. It's very soft and moist. So I think this antenna seems to work quite nice. Even though I have this antenna is about 30 feet high above the ground at the feeding point. The one leg of this full-size 80-meter dipole goes up to 45 feet at the top of the tree. The pine tree supports that. The other one is a fiberglass pole. I have about 27 feet, and that the point was supported by the corner of the house, the property, and so relatively it's a very low height for antenna, but I think it's taking advantage of the ground deflections because the soil is so moist and contains lots of moistures, and so maybe it's to its advantage. Anyway, yep, it was very nice to talk to you guys this morning. I noticed in the past couple of days, I woke up a little bit earlier. I usually wake up much later, but I was downstairs in the basement and looking at the band with the SDR, and I just spotted very nice strong signals and tuned into this frequency, and then you guys coming in just about maybe 20 dB over S9. So I got up early this morning, and I usually don't get up this early, but I just couldn't resist to calling you guys. So Anyway, good to meet you, everybody. And Bob, KN4HH from the Georgia, and K4FNY Charlie from Georgia, and KK4GZQ in Kentucky, and MMR Perry from PA, and Don WC4D from Kentucky too. So propagation is just excellent. I don't know how long it will last this one, so I'll keep it short, and then already after the lengthy transmission. So over back to you, Kevin. KK4GZQ and group. This is AB9MQ.
Good transmission, Moss. Maybe Don wants to jump in here, Moss. So let me check on Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta, and then I'll pick it up for short, send it on down to Bob. WC4D, Don, checking on you again. You still there? Over. Okay, nothing heard. And Moss, you had me laughing out loud here. AB9MQ in the group, KK4GZQ. And we got a nice signal down here, and a beautiful audio on the rig, and it sure is good. I'm glad you woke up early, and I did too. For some reason, either the last 2 mornings or 2 out of the last 3 mornings, my eyes have come open at 4:10 a.m. 4:10. Can't explain stuff like that. That's that internal clock, I guess, that we have that we forget about sometimes. And it doesn't matter if I go to bed at 9, 9:30, 10, whatever. It's the same number. It's just amazing. Anyway, and yeah, Bob, 9 p.m., Perry, all of us, a bunch of us were talking about being in bed early. I'm no exception to the rule. Usually about 8:30, I'm trying to wrap up everything I want to do for the day, because 9 p.m. rolls around anymore. That's about when I'm in bed. So, and it makes it tough on some nights that we want to go out and watch a ball game or a movie or go out with some friends or whatever. It's I don't know. It makes me feel like Papaw up here. And Bob, been listening to you talk a little bit about Dayton and Xenia, and Masa, I hope you're going this year. It'd be nice to meet you. And I was talking about Dayton and Xenia on here yesterday, and looking forward to meeting Jay, and looking forward to, I don't know if Kevin's going to come down from Wisconsin or not, but several others maybe. Even trying to talk BJ and John VZS from Pensacola. And John sounded like he might be up for it. So anyway, wondering about reservations. Have you made them? I heard you guys talking about getting your flame rocket spaces. I'd like to do that too, actually. It'd be neat to haul my trailer up there and just open up the back end and set up a table and whatever. There's some stuff back here in the back that I'm not ever going to use. I need to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Anyway, it'd be nice. Maybe I wouldn't even need to reserve me a room, Bob. Maybe I'd just go in the back of the trailer and shut the door and camp out in there. KN4HH with the group. Good to hear everybody this morning. KK4GZQ.
Okay, thanks a lot, Kevin. KK4GZQ in the group, KN4HH. Well, actually, we may have plenty of space. We now have 12 spaces. Bruce, KNOF, and myself have been kind of orchestrating. I took care of them for several years, and now Bruce is helping me out a little bit. So we've got 12 spaces this year. So. And we've got, well, you know where we are. We've got pretty good spaces outside the racetrack there on that nice grassy area with a little bit of runoff. So if it rains, we don't get any standing water, which is really nice. And then we're right by we get all the traffic going across the racetrack. So it's a pretty good area, Kevin. You're more than welcome to share some space. I don't know if I have enough room for a trailer for you, but I'll bet you there's going to be some space along there. So, in fact, they just opened the site. The Hamvention site opened for business on Sunday. and you'll find that you can go in there and there's a map, and it will show you which spaces are vacant. So there you go. I sure am looking forward to seeing you again, Kevin. It's always a great time when you stop by and we have a good chat. And so forth. And well, if you ever get to Dayton, Xenia, boy, it sure be great to meet you. I know you guys up there always have such outstanding signals and really good equipment. Would sure be nice to shake your hand someday. And your father as well, because I have great respect for your dad, and you as well. So that's a lot of fun. Okay, Kevin, as you can tell, I'm going to need help with Charlie because the band is still too long for us this morning. I hope it'll improve. Maybe it will. So if Charlie doesn't respond, Kevin, if you'd raise him for me, I'd appreciate it. And Masa, thank you for by the way, for the history. I went up and looked at the website of the town of Normal, and it's very interesting because it started out as North Bloomington, and then it became the Junction, then it became Normal. So because of the university. So that was very fascinating, Masa. Thanks for tipping me off on that. Okay, let's see what happens. K4FNY, KN4HH.
And over to you, Charlie, from Bob. And Bob, okay, I was right. It is normal. Go ahead, Charlie.
I'm back. W3MMR.
You may have to take it up here. I don't know if Charlie's going to come up. K4FNY. Charlie is still there. KK4.
Go ahead. This is K4FNY.
Oh, there he is, Perry.
Yeah, I heard him say something. He's in a listening mode. I think that's what he said. But anyway, I don't know who's all still in here. I had to give my son his morning phone call there, and then Don called me, so I got to call Don back here in a minute. I'll give Don's probably listening to that. Why are you? He's on the radio, but he can't call me back. Now, I had to give my son his morning phone call, wish him off to school. Me and him have to have a discussion later. I'm trying to get him to call me. Remember to call me when he gets home from school, because apparently his mother called me and he's been giving her quite the attitude lately. And he was just grounded last week for not doing his chores. And, now he's been giving Mama an attitude all week. So we can't be having that. So me and him got to have a little sit down after school, but I want him to have the wherewithal and the responsibility to call me. I don't want to have to call him. I keep reminding him to call me when he gets home from school, but I don't want to have to call him. I want him to call me. Even though he's like, oh no, Dad's got to talk to me about something. But I want him to get over that nervousness and the anxiety, and help him grow a little bit, and then he'll call me, so it makes it a little easier on him next time. Just help him grow a little bit. Anyway, everybody's signals are still holding up here. I don't know who is also in here, if Bob and Masa are still in here. So I was been away from the radio here for the past 10 minutes or so. But everybody's signals are really holding up here, and everybody sounds great. And I guess Don hasn't come back, so I guess he's still having the issue. Like I said, I got to call him here. So we'll keep it moving along, and I'll stick in here for one more, and then I'll give Don a call back. So we'll work it that way. So anyway, down to I guess I was turning it to Charlie. Charlie, I think, said he's in a listening mode. So if Masa, you're still in there, I'll turn it over to you. AB9MQ. And then you could turn it to Bob, KN4HH. That's what I got written down anyway. AB9MQ in the group W3MMR.
Okay, W3MMR in the group. This is AB9MQ. Yeah, very good. Condition may be changing a little bit. I started detecting quite a few QSB, so I will keep it short for this transmission. Kevin, for the Dayton, I was kind of undeciding at this time, although I already made reservations on the hotel, so we'll see. Last year, I was getting ready to go, and then a couple of days prior to Dayton days, I caught a pretty bad cold, and so ultimately I canceled that. After purchasing those tickets and stuff like that, probably I wasted $180 for that one. But this year, was kind of iffy, but a friend of mine who lives up in north of Chicago, and he really wanted to go this year. So he's the one actually pushing me, and he's not an amateur radio operator. He's just a shortwave listener, but a good friend of mine who lives up in the north of Chicago. And so far I did secure the hotel. Western Hotel near Dayton, and so we'll see. Because I got my wife's nephew graduation is scheduled like the following weekend. So that one's I'm kind of obligated to go. So go it, but just I hate to kill 2 weekends in a row. But it's a lot of fun going up there, Dayton, Virginia. So I will probably incline to go. And anyway, thanks for reminding that one though. Since everybody's going there, and it's a good opportunity for me to actually meet in person. Besides talking on the radio, so that's a great gathering place. So we'll consider that. So anyway, at this time I'm going to sign. I detected quite a bit of QSB on the Bob's signals and also Perry's signals. So I don't want to lose the propagation. So I will pass it over to CBC at this time. And let's see. I'm supposed to send it to. I thought that I kept sending to Kevin, KK4GZQ, but I think the last time Bob came, so maybe Kevin, you know which direction to go to, so I'm going to send it over to you, and I'm going to listen out this time, and it's great to talk to you guys this morning with such a nice conditions. KK4GZQ and group. This is AB9MQ. We'll be listening out. Let me see.
You were 40 over that time, Masa. AB9MQ with the group, KK4GZQ. Real good, Masa. Like I was saying to you before, I've been wanting to catch up with you on the air for probably over a year now, and it just, when I heard you check in this morning, I think I said it out loud. I said, hot diggity dog. That's an old term probably from the South. I don't know, Masa. But it's been something that's said when you're excited about something. Hot diggity dog, there's Masa. And I'm glad that you came in. We got to work you this morning. And Masa, I'm running a Johnson Viking Ranger this morning with an old BTI, Brad Thompson Industries amplifier. It's got a single 31000Z in it, grounded grid. 1966 model, this one is. And enjoy running this from time to time. And lo and behold, I caught a guy in Tennessee here the other day, right in the middle of the day. What was his call? His name was Ron. Got it here in my notes somewhere, but running the same amplifier right here on AM, Bob. He was running a flex rig down there at an old the BTI. Anyway, Masa, good to work you this morning. I hope you'll make it back. If not, I'll try to be more active on some of the nets, or maybe try to show my face more down on 3880, where I think that maybe you probably frequent more often. So with that, 73's to you. I'll keep it moving around, and maybe, Charlie took a break on the last one, Bob. I'm not sure if you might hand it up to Perry, and then Perry can see if he wants to get it back again, because he's taking a dive in my receive. KN4HH, and Bob, thank you for your for the hospitality. And probably wouldn't need to bring the trailer or anything like that. If I had a topper on my truck, it would be just fine. I could put whatever I've got inside the topper and wouldn't have to haul, a trailer up there. So we'll work it out between now and then, and I'm going to look into getting some reservations for at least Massa, I'm not just gonna go up there on Friday and run up there, or Saturday, which I've done in the past, is just run up there in one day. We're about 3 hours down here from Dayton, and by the time you drive up there, spend 6 or 7 hours there, then drive back 3, 6. There's 13 hours right there, and if you stay any more time at the, up there at the site, then it makes for a long day, usually 16 hours. So I've decided that I have moved beyond the capability of doing that anymore, Bob. When I left there the last time last year, I said, "Yep, that's doing this. It's over for me. I'm not a young buck anymore." KN4HH with the group KK4GZQ.
MK0 Sugar Fox.
Oh, there's Steve. Good morning, Steve. K0 Sugar Fox. We'll get you in here in just a minute. Good to hear you this morning. This is KN4HH from KK4GZQ. All right, very good, Kevin. Listen, I know what you mean. When we go see Jay in October out in Texas, I drive, but Charlie and Reed and I carpool. And that's a 14-hour drive for us. So, boy, when we're done with that drive, and we used to stop, but, I get fidgety, Kevin. I want to get it over with. So we drive straight through 14 hours and get out there. And then we usually go a day early because I need the next day to recover from car lag. So I know what you mean, Kevin. But I sure hope you come and listen. I always bring a table and chairs, but this year I'm going to do that, but I don't have hardly anything to sell. So you're more than welcome. It's a nice sized table. You're more than welcome to bring stuff up and set it up there, because the rules have changed. And they don't let you just park a vehicle up there anymore. You actually have to sell. So what we do, we bring up tables and chairs and set them in front of our parked cars, so it looks like we're selling. I don't know why. If you pay for it, you should have the right to do with the space what you want to. But they say that they don't want to sell spaces to folks that just park. So I usually sell something. So that's not a problem. Some people buy spaces just to park. So, but anyway. Feel free. I'll have lots of room for you, Kevin. So I would be more than happy to let you use the table there and so forth. So that'd be great. And Massa 73, Steve, what a pleasure it was to talk to you. We haven't talked in a good while, and only for a brief time. So I'm sure glad you came in here with us, and we hope that you'll join us more often. Okay, if you guys don't mind, I thought I heard something. Perry said something about Charlie taking a standby. So, Steve, let me pass it over to you, and if you would, turn it to Perry, W3MMR up in PA. Good to hear you, Steve. K0SF, KN4HH.
Beautiful signal, Bob. KK5IM.
Okay, Bob, KN4HH in the group. K0SF. Well, good morning, KO and Massa. Kevin, that's all I've heard. Just got in here. It's pretty good. Kevin's loud again as usual. Massa was loud. Further out's a little more struggle. Maybe it's getting too late in the morning. All right, Terry, I hope you're hearing me okay. W3MMR, K0SF, over.
Yeah, K0SF. Hold on here. In the group W3MMR. Good morning, Steve. Yeah, I'm hearing you great. Real good locally here, Steve. You're about 15 over on the 20 over S9 here locally, so real good, real great copy. I won't keep it here. I'm going to sign. I'm going to give Don a call, see if I can give him a hand with his SWR issue down here, down there. Give him a call back. And good morning to Jay, KK5IM. Hopefully you're hearing me all right, Jay. Down there in the beautiful Lone Star State this morning. Good signal up here as well, about 10 over S9. Really good signals out of everyone this morning. And I'll tell you what, it's a pleasure not having that noise in my receive anymore and being able to copy folks locally and not have to use WebSDR and be able to use my boat anchor gear. It's really been a pleasure to operate 75 meters again, the way it was intended. So anyway, and we're actually looking for another boat anchor transmitter. Probably a Ranger. I don't know if I want to get a Ranger or another 100-watt carrier class rig there. So, but we're looking. So anyway, we'll say 7-3, guys. It's been great. Get in here with you fellas as always. Great group here this morning. And we'll send it down to you, Jay. And then Jay, I don't know where it goes after that because the order kind of got screwed up. And 7-3 to you, Massa. Great hearing you this morning. And a great signal at Norma, Illinois. 7-3, guys. Down to you, Jay. KK5IM from W3MMR.
Perry turned it to you, Jay.
I reckon he got out of there. All right, guys, 7-3, W3MMR clear.
Have a great day, Perry. Jay, it comes to you. Good morning. If Jay doesn't take it, Art needs to pick it up and send it over to see if Charlie's still there.
I'm not hearing Jay right now, but let me see if I can get his attention. Kevin, the band is a little bit strange. KK5IM from N4JK. Are you there, Jay? I guess not. He was just to let Bob know he had a beautiful signal out there. Now, what I'm hearing here, Kevin, is Bob was booming in about 15 minutes ago, I guess. I had to just turn the rig on. And now I hear a thing from him. And Charlie may be the same. But since Charlie is a little further away, maybe it's just a bit. Anyway, it's a good morning here. It's got a little cooler, 45 degrees, and still dark. So just trying to get the day started. But the band's quiet. Good morning to Perry, if you're still listening, and to Steve, I know he's in there. So, over to you, Charlie. Are you copying me? K4FNY group from N4JK. Well, nothing here, Kevin.
Okay, and actually, you know what? I made a mistake. It goes to Bob. And I didn't hear Charlie. Perry's gone. Good morning, Steve. K0 Sugar Fox. Big signal there. Yeah, Art, the band's acting wacky right now. We'll check on Jay again, too. Go ahead, Bob. KN4HH, N4JK sends it over to you.
Okay, very good. Yep, band is too long at the moment. KK4GZQ in the group KN4HH. Well, good morning to you, Art. I'm not hearing you direct. I'm listening to you on WA1QIX, so, but I'm hearing you Q5 there. But nothing from Jay. I heard Jay break in with a big signal, so maybe he was just letting me know I was being heard in Texas. I know he's probably getting ready for the 7203 group, which I am too in a minute. I haven't had any coffee or anything, so I'm going to make this my last one as well, and we'll get on with it. Good morning to you, Steve. Great signal. Sound good. I hope you guys are dug out up there. Man, oh man. Okay, let's see. I don't think I have anything else to cover. Like I say, Kevin, just keep in mind, we got room for you. I wish I had a room to share with you, but Reed and I have a room, and unless you want the couch. So, we'll be more than happy to work with you, Kevin, because I know it's a burden to have to come up and find a place to stay and then go back. But I'll tell you, that's the right thing to do. Just going up and back in a day, that's tough. At any rate, we'll work on that. At any rate, I'm going to say good morning to all you guys. Let you go. The band has shifted, Kevin. You went from 20 over down to 8. So something is happening. I'm not sure what, but I still don't hear the close-in guys. So with that, I'll say good morning. And Steve, since Jay did not come back, I guess it would be Art. Maybe it'd be Art's turn again. I'll let you and Kevin work that out. 73's on. Y'all have a great day. K0 Sugar Fox. Good morning, all. KN4HH.
Okay, Bob. Yeah, it seems like everyone's signing escaping. Yeah, your signal's good, and I heard everybody pretty well. I heard the Dayton discussion.
Steve up in Minnesota's transmitting. We'll get it to you, Jay.
Will have been 3 years, so that's long in the tooth to miss Dayton. Xenia, I'm still planning on going this year, so we'll probably catch up with Kevin and whomever else. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I think Jerry KC8ZUL has that pretty much open invite to stop at his place. I think he's near Columbus, Ohio. Not too far from there, so he's kind of north of Xenia, probably an hour away, but he's got all the big rigs there. That'd be something to see. Oh man, there's a big gap there of guys leaving, so I'll try Art. You can never go wrong going back to Art. N4JK K0SF, over.
K0SF from N4JK. Yeah, Steve, y'all can get together and put things in. I'd love to make it. I just don't think it's going to be hard this year. I did hear Jay come back in, so I'm going to throw it out his way. I am listening on the SDR, so I heard Bob fine. I'm sorry he has to go. But anyway, I'm copying everybody now. Over to you there, Jay. KK5IM and the group from N4JK.
Art, did you turn it to me?
And that's a great compliment, too. KG4FNY. Good morning, everybody.
Kevin, I give up. I can only hear Bob. We'll send you guys one of those days.
Everybody else on KK4FNY.
Boy, Mother Nature's, she's really tricking us today, Jay. Stand by.
Come out with Bob for the Belsenham Fest in October. You come out with him and hang out with Jay and the rest of the group over there as well. So I'm just saying, the invitation to take is open to you. And good morning to you. And Kevin, we'll pass it back to you.
And it sounds good too, Sander. Good morning to you, KG4FET, and I'm going to give it back to Jay. Jay's having a tough time hearing everybody. We're all experiencing the same thing, Jay. The same old deal. Mother Nature's laughing her you-know-what this morning. KK5IM, see if you can hit it back to N4JK. Go ahead, Jay. Good morning to you, buddy.
Well, I'll try KK4GZQ, KK5IM. I really wanted to say something to Bob. He doesn't seem to want to participate every time to participate. What do you mean? So I missed that. It's just real hard down here, Kevin, with the stations up north. And I always try to leave a little room between me and the next person. And sometimes people are in such a hurry. Big stations and everything can't get in. But I guess that's just the way, things evolve. Art, gosh, you were just bright, loud, and clear when you were talking, you just faded right out. You had a rain truck come through about 2 o'clock this morning, but as usual, it barely dropped 3/10 of an inch here. But, you go a mile or two in either direction, and then man got almost an inch. But it's nice, no storms. So, Kevin, I don't know whether, you tried. So, let me see if you can hear me this time. He's being really good over there now. N4JK from KK5IM.
KK5IM from N4JK. Yeah, you're pretty far down here this morning, Jay. But I got you solid. And I heard Sander in there. Sander, get out from the new mic. I don't think Sander's copying Gene. The band really is weird. So, I don't know. I'll tell you what, Kevin. You go ahead and take it. And throw it to Bob one more time. He might be listening, Jay. wanted to pass along something to him. And we'll just go from there. KK4GZQ and the group. And we need to get Steve. I just knew it. Anyway, KK4GZQ and the group from N4JK.
K4JCP.
Okay, there's Joe. K4JCP. Is there any other braking stations? Okay, nothing heard. Morning, Joe. I'll get it pretty quick over here to you, Joe. And if he would, I'll tell you what, Joe. Let's try to see if we can get Bob back in here to get together with Jay. And if not, we get you in here, and then you get it up to Steve, K0 Sugar Fox. Good morning to Sander, KG4FNY. Big signal out of Kaufman, Texas. Big signal. You and Jay both are fine up here. Jay's about to blow the doors off. So, and morning, Jay, and I know what you mean. And I'm just as guilty of it as anybody, probably, Jay, of picking it up too quick. But I'm trying harder. And as the group gets bigger, try to make a few less comments with keep everybody in mind. So, and with saying that, let's go ahead and see if we can check on Bob. K4HH, are you still there, Bob? Jay's looking for you. KK4GZQ. Okay, nothing heard from Bob. Joe, pick it up and go to Steve, K0 Sugar Fox, and then Steve can go back down to Art. Go ahead, Joe. Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin, and everybody here on the net. Make a little swear adjustment. Second. There we go. Well, again, good morning all the way around. Where the band is strange this morning. I've heard people and then not heard people and then heard people and then not heard them. So it's coming and going. I guess there must be something going on with the solar plexus or something or other. Anyway, good morning all the way around fabulous Fort Walton Beach, where it's 35 degrees out there, a little bit cool again. Sure feels good. Heater's going here in the shack. And let's see, I heard Sender out there, but it did not hear Jay, so that tells you how weird the band is. And Kevin got a pretty good copy on you, and but you dropped down there for a little while, lower than normal, so the band is strange, and but I have a pretty good copy on Steve up there, Sugar Fox, so who knows what's going on. I've got the SDR tanked up just in case. I didn't hear Bob direct, but he was coming pretty good up there in Massachusetts, so I guess that's the way it goes. And, if you would, Kevin, if you talk to him, tell Don that the check's in the mail. All right. Steve, here she comes. K0, Sugar Fox, and the rest of the group, K4JCP.
Oh, very good, Joe. K4JCP, K0SF. Well, I'm hearing you great, Joe. You're probably S7, S9 on peaks, Q5 all the way. No headphones required. I can probably put you in the category, the loudest signal is when you can walk around and go into the other room, make coffee, use the bathroom, and still hear the guy. So you're in that category. I think we're going to change the readability signal strength model method and go with the inattentive model. I don't know, maybe the strongest signal reports will have to be reserved for, I can still hear the guy while adjusting the timing on my Hemi out in the garage. He's that strong. N4JK, K0SF, over.
K0SF from N4JK. Well, actually, I think we worked on a speaker. a propagation scale a few weeks back. I don't have it handy right now. I agree with you, Steve. It does require new definition. Well, Joe is on to something. The solar plexus is out of alignment, so I guess I shoot for the chiropractor. We'll get Kevin to go and get the adjustment. That'll get us back in sync. I think it's going to him, since he's the one that's got medical attention right there. Joe, it is 46 degrees over here. No difference from where you are. Which means that there's a great deal of hot air in this party. I guess I have to own up to it. Oh, me. Jay was weak and didn't hear anything significant from it's just one of those off days. Joe, I'm passed along that we got band practice again. We have taken off for a couple of months. We'll do the holidays long, but we're going to crank back up and we're going to do it over at the church. So I've got to finish hauling instruments over there this morning and get them set up. And then we'll just leave them there and use them at the Mardi Gras jig coming up in about a month. So I don't know if you should bring the juice harp or the kazoo, but once you do the kazoo, just for variety this time. And Kevin, you're welcome to come on down too. You got a washboard? KK4GZQ in the group from N4JK.
Yeah, I'd love to get in on that. I don't know if, there may be a washboard back there, Art. Oh, me. Good gravy. Who was it that used to say that on the Red Sanford and Son? Well, it was Grady, wasn't it? Anyway, Anyway, I'm having too much fun up here. N4JK with the group, KK4GZQ, and morning, Joe. Again, good morning to Sander. I wonder if Sander's going to make another transmission. I know I handed it over to Joe. And Steve, while I got you here, K0 Sugar Fox, looking forward to meeting you, buddy. And Jay, same to you. And we need to try to see if Jay wants to make another one as well. I don't know what, man. You know, what do you do? To just toss the ball up in the air here or what have you? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to check on Jay. Not, let's send it to Joe. See if Joe wants to make sure if Sanders is there or not. Looks like we're having a lot of us having problems hearing each other, so let's just see what happens. KK5IM. Jay, you good for another one? KK4GZQ in the group. Nothing heard here, Joe.
Hello, what's your transcender then? KK4FNY, are you there?
Well, I'm here, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I know it's rare for me to make the second transmission in here this morning, but I will just for grins and giggles. Yamaha headset. I got cheap. Other than that, I don't really think I have anything else. Everybody that I can hear, I'm getting a USB, but for most of it, everybody's coming in. Okay, that's because we're too far. Let's see, you gave it over to Joe. Joe gave it to me. I'm not sure who else gets it, but I'm going to pass it back to the ringmaster. KK4GZQ, good morning over to you.
Go ahead there, Ray.
I don't want or deserve that title at all, Sander, but somehow or another, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Nonetheless, Joe, pick it back up, and I don't think you really made one, Joe. Pick it up, and we'll try to see if we can get, I think Bob's gone. I'm sure Charlie is. Joe, I think it goes back up to K0 Sugar Fox in Minnesota, KK4GZQ in the group.
I agree with your assessment. There we go. I'd like you to take issue with Sanders' assessment of you as a ring master. You're the ring leader, but you got to have some sort of title. And Sandra, that headphone mic sounds good. You're not funny over here, but it's good, easy copy, and sounds just like you, I'm afraid. That's the way it goes. Come on up, Steve. K0 Sugar Fox and the group K4JCP.
Okay, Joe, K4JCP, K0SF. Well, I'm buying stuff on eBay. I just discovered yesterday. I don't know if you guys are aware of these, if you do any homebrewing, but found these Ross Engineering actuators. So they are a high voltage, high current solenoidal switch. And I'm working, trying to finalize the 20V3, and so one of the things I need to put in there are some shunt inductors and a plate connection for the higher bands, starting at 40 meters. Just because of the parasitics, the excess capacitance of the layout. So the problem with switching those in is there's considerable current that runs through, that would be in a shunt inductor, much like there's a lot of current in your plate loading cap. So if you just think of the Pi network for a moment, the plate tuning cap, there's a lot of current depending on where it's sold. And so to switch that, a normal reload just isn't going to work because they're not going to be rated for that current. It's probably, well, for a broadcast rig running full strap, it's upwards of 25 to 30 amps. And a linear amplifier wouldn't be much different. Maybe 10, 15, 20 amps. So, anyways, I found these yesterday just poking around on eBay. I did some reading about them. And they're not vacuum, but that's, you really don't need that because you're not hot switching. But they've got large contacts and large spacing, and brand new. They're pretty pricey, but there's quite a few of them on eBay. And so these are, so I bought two yesterday, and I realized I probably could use another two, so I just purchased those. I was worried the guy that had the most price might run out of them. So I'll be using these in the 20V project with the tank circuit. Anyways. And I'm also going through Carl N9PXE's receiver. He's got a problem with it, and he sent me the manual. It's an old Panasonic RF-8800, so we're trying to troubleshoot the problem for him remotely. Kind of an interesting receiver. Kevin, we'll probably get down to Dayton by Thursday night. We're driving, so it only makes sense to, drive if you're going to be there long enough. So we'll be there Thursday night, and we'll be there all day Friday, Saturday, and we usually drive back Sunday. I can see doing that a day too, and maybe drive back Monday. We'll see, but for sure by Thursday night. I hope the band's holding. If not, we'll sign out. N4JK, K0SF over.
K0SF over from N4JK. You're hanging in there in good state. Well, congratulations on finding a good source for high voltage, high current switches. It's amazing what's out there on eBay and Amazon. A buddy of mine, John K4VZS, showing me a lot of switching modules that he's been using to switch audio and video and control transmitters, stuff that take a long time to homebrew. And you can just order the module for a song now. Should be more painful. But I'm glad that stuff's out there. And I enjoy homebrewing. I haven't done a great deal in recent weeks, but I've always got some kind of project going on here. I don't usually build a lot of high voltage high current to do that, but sometimes. Sandra, yeah, I'm with Joe. That mic sounds real good. Congratulations on that. Anyway, a good mic like that. I have a story like that too. I was at a yard sale the other day and I picked up a set of Koss headsets. They were newer at gaming. They enclosed ear set and also a microphone. I got $3. Brought it home, plugged it in, and they were just there. But I looked it up on the web, and they had a limited lifetime guarantee. So I sent them the Koss and they sent me a brand new pair. So I've hooked up a little interface, and I can use it to